In this video, we are going to learn about all the skills which are suitable for our subject. So there are so many major subjects in B.Ed. For example, mathematics, physical science, computer science, like this, there are so many subjects. So whatever be your major subject, the answer for this is going to be the same only. Because a teacher should have all of these skills in order to teach effectively. Okay, it is not like if your major subject is maths, you should have this skill. If your major subject is computer science, you need not have this skill. It is not like that. A teacher who is teaching any subject, no matter what, the skills should be the same. They should have all of these skills. Now, skill of introduction is the first skill. So, skill of introduction, every teacher should have. It is not like only Tamil teacher should have or only English teacher should have. It's not like that. All the subject teachers should have this skill of giving an introduction. Likewise, there are so many skills. All the skills, all the teachers should have, no matter what subject they are teaching. So, the answer for all the major subjects is the same only. You have to write the same answer if it is asked for you in your exam. Whether your physical science department or maths or computer science, whatever be the department, the answer is going to be the same. If this is the question which is asked, all the department students can write the same answer. Okay, the first one is skill of introduction. So, a good teacher should know how to start off with the class, that is by giving an introduction. And very important thing is, introduction should not be in a boring way. If introduction itself is boring, the students will not get an interest to listen to the rest of the class. If it is a 45 minutes period, the 10 minutes introduction which the teacher is giving should be very interesting for the students. Only when it is very interesting and it is going to involve the students also in it, if you are interacting with the students in the introduction, it is going to be very helpful for the students to concentrate for the remaining part of the class. So introduction plays a vital role. It must be very clean, clear, and it should be in the interactive way. So how can you make the introduction very interesting? So what skills, if the teacher has, the introduction can be taken off to a good level. So first, telling a story which is connected with a lesson. So directly, instead of getting into the lesson, you can tell some story. It can be a real life story also. Now, if you take measurement, chapter in maths, so measuring, right? So now you can say that now just imagine students, you're going to the supermarket with your parents. So there you're going to buy 1 kg of onion. So you need to take 1 kg of onion from the supermarket. You need to keep it in the weighing machine and check for the weight, right? So that is one real life example. Okay, like this many examples are there. So you can give one example, the teacher can give one example, and then the teacher can ask the students to give some examples of their life. Like they would have seen many things happening around, right? So what comes to the students' mind at that moment of time, they can share with the teacher. Okay. So you can ask, okay, now I'm giving it up to you, like any one of you. It's not like any one of you. Whoever has some nice real life example to share with the rest of the students, yes, you can volunteer and share your experience. Like that, you can ask the students to tell. So when this is happening, everyone are going to be very lively in the class. They are going to listen with full concentration and it is going to be very enthusiastic for them. Next, referring to something related to the experience of students in their area of activity, interest or knowledge. So yes, now some students, they like to do an activity. They like to make projects. So what you can do is, you can give them some interesting project and you can ask them to do that and come. So when they are doing that interesting project, they learn the process also. Now, for example, you're asking the student to make some working model on some topic. So when they are making a working model, definitely they will understand what they are making and they will learn that concept thoroughly. So after you teaching in the class, when they go and do the model, they will never forget it for the rest of their life. So it is going to be very helpful for them in all possible ways. So skill of introduction, in that when you are informing in the beginning of the class itself that I'll be giving an activity where you have to make a working model, all students will get so excited because they like to make something in a craft way. Next, linking the present lesson to the previous lesson or to the future learning. So if you take one single chapter from 6th standard till 10th standard, the same chapter you will be learning. 6th you would have learned the most basic. In 7th a little advanced. In 8th a little more advanced. In 9th a little more advanced. And in 10th you would have learned almost the best which you can do out of that topic. Everything you would have covered by 10th standard. So you're linking with the previous one. You're just brushing up the previous standards topics which you covered under the same chapter. So if you take measurement, whatever you learnt in 7th standard will be brushed up in 8th standard, and then only the 8th standard portions will be started. So when it is done like that, it will be very easy for the students to understand, grasp. Okay. So these are the most important skills which the teachers should have. Okay, ma? So this is the first skill, which is skill of introduction. The next skill is skill of reinforcement. So what is skill of reinforcement? In this there are 4 parts. One is positive verbal reinforce, one is positive non-verbal reinforce, one is negative verbal reinforce, and the last one is negative non-verbal reinforces. So first let's see what is positive verbal reinforces. So what is positive verbal reinforces? It means that you are encouraging the students. That is, it is the praising words which is used by the teacher to the students. So now, for example, a question has been asked to the students by the teacher. And some student is suddenly giving a correct answer. So the teacher is encouraging and appreciating the student by saying that, very good, excellent, good, fantastic, splendid, right, yes, correct, fine, continue, go ahead. So like these words the teacher is using. This is going to praise, like this is praising the student and encouraging the student. Next, telling very creative, very thoughtful of you. So when all of these words are told by the teacher, it is going to give a positive vibe for the student, and it is also going to encourage other students. So the other students will feel, okay, so even if we give a try and if we answer, the teacher will encourage us also. So even they will start answering from the next time. So it is not going to motivate only one student who has given an answer. It is going to motivate all other students also. So positive verbal means speaking out. Verbal means you're talking. The teacher is talking positively to the students. Okay. So when student is answering, sometimes the teacher will tell, give her a clap. She has answered very well. Give her a clap. So this is very important because, and then when the student is talking, now you're going to tell like, yeah, okay, go ahead, continue. So when you use these kind of words, the student will feel so confident because the student might have some scariness inside, like how am I going to convey my point? Should I just stop here and sit? Is the point going to be wrong? So when the student has these kind of thoughts, and when the teacher is praising and helping the student out, the student will feel confident to give an answer whatever is there in his or her mind. So positive verbal reinforce is all about this. So it is very important. Verbally, positive words come from the teacher. Second one, Positive non-verbal reinforce. Here the teacher is not going to speak out, but through actions the teacher is going to show positivity to the students. So now this includes the teacher's gestures. Because by looking at the actions done by the teacher, a positive feeling will be given to the student. For example, the teacher is smiling while the student is answering. That will give a positive vibe to the student. Next, clapping. Then keeping eyes on the responding students. So all of these things are going to give a positive vibe for the student. You're not speaking out, but you're showing the positive vibe through actions. So your facial expression, and sometimes the teacher is going and giving a handshake to the student for giving a try, for attempting to give an answer for the question that was asked. So all these are the positive non-verbal reinforces. It is giving a positive vibe. Next, negative verbal reinforces. Negative verbal reinforces verbally. That is, you're speaking out a negative word which is going to discourage the student. So discouraging words like wrong, you're incorrect, stop it, you don't know even this. So when these kind of statements are used, the student is going to feel so much discouraged. The student is not going to like to give an answer anytime further. So don't use these statements. So teacher statements like, do not like what you're doing, do not like this, that is not good. So all these are going to give a negative vibe for the student. Even the student who wants to give an attempt will feel that I'm not going to give here because the teacher is going to discourage me. The teacher is not going to appreciate for what I'm trying. So I'm scared, so I'm just quitting from this. I'm not going to give a try also. So this is not giving confidence to the student. So some words like, you're very naughty, you're zero, you're fit for nothing. So these kind of words are negative verbal reinforces. It should not be used to a student. These words should never come from the mouth of a teacher because the student will totally feel discouraged. So next, negative non-verbal reinforces. So here you are showing some negative vibe. You're giving some negative vibe through actions. Now see here. What can be the things through which you can disagree? Raising the eyebrow. You're raising the eyebrow means the student will get scared. So the student is not going to feel nice to give an answer. The student will feel like, okay, so ma'am is going to scold me. So let me just sit, let me not try. So that kind of an attitude the student will have when the teacher is showing actions like this. So what is the most important thing? The most important thing is the teacher should not show negative actions which are so rude, and should also not speak out negative words which is going to discourage. The teacher should use positive verbal like reinforce and use positive non-verbal reinforce which is going to encourage the student in order to participate more well in the class activities. So in this video we have learnt about the two skills. One is skill of introduction and one is skill of reinforcement. So in this skill of reinforcement, you can also tell that the first two skills, they are important for a teacher to do. The next two skills, which is negative verbal reinforce and negative non-verbal reinforce, these two skills are something which the teacher should not do at all. Should avoid it to the maximum. So in this video, we have learned two skills, which is skill of introduction and skill of reinforcement. In the next video, we are going to learn about the other skills. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share it with your friends. Thank you so much.